Hi, I'm Wendy from shinyhappyworld.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this squirrel block. So he is available, this is one block in the Woodland Critters quilt pattern, which has a whole bunch of different forest animals in it, but you can also get the squirrel just as its own pattern. Both of those patterns are available at shinyhappyworld.com. Here's how to make him. All right, let's put together this squirrel. This is the video showing how to do this if you have a lightbox. Which means that you can ignore all of the dotted lines inside these pieces. Those are just showing you placement, and you don't need that because you have a placement guide here. What you do need to worry about, though, are the stitching lines. And on this squirrel, there are a few of them. There's the mouth that you're definitely going to want to do. There's also the eyebrows, which are optional, but I do love the expression that it gives them. And also the eyelashes, which are also optional. And I'll show you at the end of this versions with and without the eyelashes, but I am going to do eyelashes on this guy. So this is really easy. Just set it down on your light box, and you'll see this is why you do it before you peel that paper backing off, because we can see that right through the fabric. And I am just tracing over those lines with a fine point Sharpie, nothing fancy. And it's okay that I am doing black stitching, or black, that it's a permanent pen, because I'm going to do black stitching over these black lines, and so you'll never see them. All right, so we are going to start with piece number 1, because for the light box, you lay them down in numerical order. So number 1 is that big, puffy squirrel tail. He is very proud of that tail. All right, number 2 is one of his little ears. And number 3 is the other ear. And then 4 is his squirrel body. All right, number 5 is his lighter colored belly. 6 and 7 are his eyes. They are pretty small. You can totally stitch around these out. You know, once you applique them down, you have to do the outline stitching, and you can do that. I'll be doing that, and you'll see the finished one. But if you do not enjoy doing that, you can absolutely use something else. And the pattern has a link to a whole post that is all the different other things that you can do. You can use fabric paints, and it lists links to my favorites that I've tested. Fabric markers, you can do embroidery, you can use felt. There's a lot of different options that you can use. So when you put the nose piece down, you do want to make sure that you get the point of that nose lined up exactly with that downstroke there. That's just going to make it look exactly right. All right, now I am going to lift up this silicone mat, carry it over to my ironing board, fuse all the pieces in place right on top of the silicone mat, let them cool, peel them off, stick them down to the quilt block, and fuse them one more time. And then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and do all of the outline stitching and stitch all of those details. Then I'll bring it back here and show you the finished block and show you 2 other color versions that I did. And here is the finished squirrel. I've done all of the outline stitching. I've added some catch lights to his eyes, just a little dot of white fabric paint. And I made a couple of other different color versions too that I want to show you. This is the one that you see on the cover of the Woodland Critters quilt pattern. All of the blocks in that sample use the kind of dappled tone-on-tone greens. They're all from the Avocado Blenders collection. And all of the animals use realistic animal colors from the Animal Kingdom color palette of blenders, so all different shades of browns and grays. But I did another version. I made 2 samples for this quilt pattern. So here's the other. So in this one, again, all of the animals in this sample that I made use the Animal Kingdom realistic colors, but the backgrounds, instead of being kind of foresty green, are all different bright colors, and they're all solids of these fabrics that I've designed with the quilting lines actually printed right on the fabric. So totally different look. And for this version of the squirrel, I stitched the eyelashes. So almost all of the animals in the pattern have eyelashes as part of their pattern. You can either stitch them in like I did for this one, or you can ignore them like I did for this one. But I made one more squirrel block too. So this is another quilt that I'm making separate from the Woodland Critters quilt pattern. I'm just using some of the blocks from it. And in this version, instead of the background blocks being green, foresty green, or bright colors, with the animals being realistic, in this one, the backgrounds are in those kind of neutral animal colors, lots of browns and grays. And all of the animals on the quilt are bright colors from the farmer's market blenders. And each animal is monochromatic. So this is the yellow squirrel. So it's turning out to be a really cute quilt. I like these bright colors on the neutral backgrounds. It's just been a lot of fun. So I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and this is the squirrel pattern.